All right, and then when you're initiated into these societies, these secret societies, which initiate means basically it's like your first step. You know, so in the etymology, initial. Okay, it's like your first step when you're initiated, and you know, they actually bow down to certain altars and whatnot. You know, and they eat certain foods. They do certain acts. You know, for these other gods. So the scriptures say that we're not supposed to have any other gods. You know, we're not to have any other gods, whether they be Greek, Egyptian, Roman gods. No more.
Thou shalt not make any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Yeah, that's right. Continue on.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Yep, and that's the main key right there. It says not to bow down to worship or serve them. You know, because you can make, for example, jewelry is a so-called, because you got to sculpt it, engrave it. It's not saying you can't be a sculptor when that. We have graven images. It's like we wear jewelry, but the Lord specified. He said, "You shall not bow down to worship or serve them." Okay, what these people do, they actually do that. They actually have certain idols that they'll go, and you know, during their initiation, you know, a lot of their rituals, they're hard to get because they're secret. You know, you got to be a member to read it. But through the Spirit, the Most High has had certain these members to come out and expose them. You know, you can get a hold of certain of these rituals from the Boule. And when you read them, you know, part of that ritual is that they bow down and worship. They bow down to certain altars. Okay, and the Lord said you're not to bow down and worship or serve other gods. You know. So, okay, with that, if you know, I guess we're gonna go to a little history. This is, you know, the Boule, which is basically the so-called Negro version of, or it's really a subgroup of the Illuminati. It was based off the Skull and Bones in Yale, founded in 1904, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Some of its members are Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Halle Berry, Bill Cosby, Samuel L. Jackson, Nas. Basically, most of your entertainers, you know, because it's a secret society, and their members are in all parts of society, meaning they're your politicians, they're your actors, they're your musicians, they're your athletes. So they're in all factors. They're scientists. Some of them are in NASA and whatnot. But it's an elite society, so-called elite, and you know most of these people, you know, are people that pretty much sold out to make it, to get in their position in society.
Jeremiah 14. I got something real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Amongst all these people we just named, those are all Israelites. They're all the Most High chosen people, but they're wicked. Why? Because they're following after Esau. They're following the ways of the so-called white man. Okay? Among the Most High's people are found wicked men, and that's true. Y'all see that today. Okay? The 2/3, they're wicked. Okay? And especially some of the ones we're going to expose tonight, they're wicked, you know. You got something?
Yeah. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
Got it? You gonna break it down?
All right. You got
Hey, it says Judah mourneth, all right? Who's Judah? First of all, who's Judah? Judah is the so-called Negroes here in America, all right? The descendants of the slaves that came over here from the west coast of Africa, which they are really Israelites. They're not Africans, by the way, all right? It says Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. All right, like the brother was mentioning, he read out a couple of our leaders because the gates represent leadership. You know, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. All right, these are supposed to be our leaders, man. All right, but they languish. How do they languish? They fucking sold out, basically, man. All right, they basically set up to pacify our people, man. All right, like what the brothers getting into with these so-called black elite societies here, which are under the Illuminati, which are basically a part of the Illuminati. All right, they basically set up to lead our people to go astray, man. All right, to basically to keep our people, to keep our people in order, man. All right, because the so-called white man, the elites, they know who the hell we are. They know that we're of a great nation, man. You so-called blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians, man. All right, and when the Lord is dealing with you, they know that there's nothing that they can do to stop our people from rising up, man. So what they do is they set up these puppet leaders, man. All right, who all belong to these secret societies, like what the brothers is getting into, the Boule and so forth. All right, which these are supposed to be our leaders, but they're set up basically to keep our people down, man, or to keep our people in order, in check for the so-called white man. All right, because when something drastic happens in a so-called black or Latino neighborhood, all right, as far as them getting harassed by the cops, shot down by the police, or the white man, or anything, a Ku Klux Klan person attacks a so-called Negro or whatever, whether it be down south, Midwest, skinheads beating our people up, who do they flock to, man? They flock to our quote-unquote leaders, man. All right?
So like example was Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The first person they usually call is Al Sharpton, and that's one of the guys the brother named, man. All right? So our leaders, their language, the gates are language thereof, man. All right? So basically it proves who the real Jews are, you know, through the Spirit, through the Bible. All right? And it says the gates thereof language, meaning our leaders are basically sold out, man. They're a bunch of puppets. They work for the so-called white man, all right, for these international banking families and these different sects of the Illuminati, man. All right? Which they wanted to be like the so-called white man so bad, they came up with their own. They basically came up with their own fraternities or whatever, or what have you. You know?
They model after the skulls and bones.
Yeah.
Like the brother mentioned, like the leaders, these so-called leaders that the so-called white men set up, they was, you know, set up just to keep Jake, you know, mellow and won't buck up against their masters. Because whenever something happened, you know, they always want to set up a march. Where did marching ever got you? You know, here it is, you being harassed by the cops, you getting shot down, you're not, you don't have a job, you're getting fired for petty shit, you know. But then you got, you know, these so-called leaders, they don't hold you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, as the brother's saying, they were set up by the so-called white man. You know, they're not our gates. You know, right now our gates start with the orders of GMS, and really it's really how Bashim was shot. You know, and through the going down to the men of the Lord. Those are our leaders. We're talking about the nation of Israel. Okay, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Now the Boule, as the brothers just want to bring out some more history. As brothers have been saying, they were set up by the so-called white men. Majority of these organizations were financed, because you got to understand where these Jakes get the money to create these things. They were financed by so-called Jews. And the Boule, it goes back, it's actually a Greek term. It's a Greek word meaning advisor to the king. It goes all the way back to Alexander, Philip II of Macedonia. It goes back to him. That he had the Boule, which is what they were advisors to the king, and really it's an Uncle Tom organization that keeps his eyes on Jake. That's why, as the brothers mentioned, when something happens, they try to quell the peace. They try to appease Jake, you know, keep it non-violent, you know, because pretty much they're like the overseers. They're the watchers for the so-called white man. And again, we're bringing out, it goes back to the ancient world. You had sellouts amongst our people working under Philip